Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
This is the beat of a normal heart. Now this is the beat of a heart of someone who just snorted or injected or smoked methamphetamine. Why? For a high. And this is what happens to that normal heartbeat. It's irregular, it's racing, it's why it's called speed, and it can do bizarre things to our heads. It can make us aggressive and violent. We can start hallucinating and end up doing some serious damage to people. Call 1-8888-NO-METH today for more information on methamphetamine. That's 1-8888-NO-METH.
A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free Florida and America.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
Come on.
25 minutes before 9 o'clock, it's time for News Bites. This is the portion of AM Ocala Live during which Robin and I will read the news and not offer any commentary. We will not paraphrase the news. We will not attempt to be entertaining. This is just us reading the news. We keep it short by reading the first few paragraphs. That's why it's called News Bites. It's enough to give you the gist of the story. We do this each weekday. We're able to get between 25 and 30 stories in each weekday morning at this time. It's a great time for you to listen to your radio and catch up on the news without spending all day trying to do that. That way you can get on with your own life and live your own news. The first story is from ABC News. This week, the displacement of a polar vortex will bring the coldest air this early in the season in more than a decade to a wide swath of the country from Chicago to New York City. If Chicago stays in the single digits for highs on Thursday, this will be the coldest late fall weather since 1995. The forecast is for New York City to bottom out in the mid-teens Thursday night, which would be the coldest reading this early in the season since 2005. The term polar vortex became popular 2 years ago during a record-breaking cold winter season. Although the Arctic blast this week is not forecast to be record-breaking, similar atmospheric conditions will come into play.
Mexican police and soldiers have discovered 2 tunnels in the border city of Tijuana that lead into California. The tunnels were found in an area of warehouses across from Otay Mesa. Prosecutors said Monday that one of the tunnels reached to San Diego, California, and the other is unfinished. The Attorney General's office said the tunnels are apparently used by the Sinaloa drug cartel to move drugs into the United States. It said it found the tunnels after the U.S. consulate in Tijuana determined the tunnels were being reactivated after apparently falling into disuse, reported by CNS News.
And from the Associated Press, Alan Thicke, the actor best known for his starring role in the 1980s sitcom Growing Pains, died yesterday at the age of 69. Thicke's publicist confirmed his death to ABC News. The publicist for Thicke's son, Robin, said the actor suffered a heart attack in Los Angeles. Born in Canada, Thicke enjoyed a successful career as a writer, producer, and game show host in the 1970s and early 1980s. He is best remembered in the United States for his role as a psychiatrist, Dr. Jason Seaver, in the family sitcom Growing Pains, which aired on ABC for 7 seasons from 1985 to 1982. The show also starred a very young Leonardo DiCaprio in a reoccurring role.
The huge surplus of oil that's been sloshing through global markets is set to evaporate. The International Energy Agency said yesterday that it expects the global crude oil glut to start disappearing in the first half of next year, much earlier than it previously predicted. There is one major condition: OPEC and its partners must stick to their agreement to slash production. The cartel has agreed to cut its overall production by 1.2 million barrels a day starting in January. A group of non-OPEC OPEC nations, including Russia, Mexico, Kazakhstan, and Oman, have also committed to slash output. The collective action helped push prices to a new 2016 high, above $53 per barrel on Monday, reported by CNN.
From ABC. Order to keep residents indoors has been issued in Rutherford County, Tennessee, and specific neighborhoods are being evacuated after a commercial vehicle carrying swimming pool cleaning supplies crashed into another truck, officials said. The truck carrying pool cleaning supplies like chlorine tablets, oxidizers, and corrosives caught fire on the side of the highway near the tree line, according to a Rutherford County 911 dispatcher and the Tennessee Highway Patrol, sending the toxic plume into the air. Authorities in the area are working to evacuate residents in the Buchanan Estates neighborhood and on Rankin Road and Aldridge Road. The evacuation is about 1 mile downwind from the accident.
Arctic adventurer Alex Brazier knew he was going to feel the cold, but it's unlikely that he expected his nether region would bear the brunt of it. 2 weeks into a 3-month, 1,100-mile trek, the explorer is suffering from a condition known as polar penis, making it very cold, painful, and swollen. In a blog post updating the progress of his team, the 26-year-old doctor confessed, "We found that for some reason I was getting particularly chilly in the nether region. There's a phenomenon called polar penis, which sounds hilarious, but as it turns out, incredibly unpleasant and really quite painful and cold, so suffering a bit from this morning. Fortunately, I now have a large, thick woolen hat stuffed down in that region. It turned out to make all the difference. The hat will probably stay there for the next 80 days. Temperatures can drop as low as minus 50 degrees in Antarctica, one of the most inhospitable places in the world," reported by the Mirror.
And from ABC News, Republican Governor John Kasich signed a bill yesterday imposing a 20-week abortion ban while vetoing stricter provisions in a separate measure that would have barred the procedure at the first detectable fetal heartbeat. The so-called heartbeat bill would have prohibited most abortions once a fetal heartbeat was detected, which could be as early as 6 weeks into a pregnancy or before many women even know they are pregnant. Its provisions cleared the Republican-led legislature during a lame duck flurry last week after being tucked into separate legislation. Similar measures elsewhere have faced legal challenges. The detractors in Ohio, feared such legislation would lead to a costly fight in the courts. Opponents predicted it would be found unconstitutional, a concern Kasich also shared.
Bill Cosby's trial for alleged sex crimes is months away, but this week a judge may decide the key issue that could determine Cosby's fate, whether some of his past accusers are allowed to confront him in court. Last year, Cosby was indicted on allegations of a 2004 sex crime against Andrea Constand. In a typical trial, only the accuser of the crime in question may testify. The case against Cosby hinges on accusations from a whole group of women who accuse him of a similar pattern of sexual abuse, reported by MSNBC.
And from USA Today, top tech CEOs are expected to sit down today with President-elect Trump in New York to discuss what remains a mystery, how the new administration will treat the nation's high-tech engine. Among the lengthy list of CEOs who plan to attend are Apple's Tim Cook, Tesla's Elon Musk, Alphabet's Larry Page, and Amazon's Jeff Bezos, to name a few. Trump's remarks on technology, his opposition to net neutrality, and hard stance on immigration have alarmed tech executives, but they also see a new opportunity to push a tech-friendly agenda. Meanwhile, more than 300 employees of tech companies, including Google and Twitter, have vowed not to help the incoming administration build a Muslim registry.
A Florida man investigating vibrations he felt while getting his mail discovered an 8-foot alligator hiding in a storm drain. Luis Camacho captured video of the alligator hissing at him from the storm drain outside his Apopka, Florida home. "I went out to retrieve my mail and felt some vibrations on my feet, me thinking it was an earthquake," he said. "But I'm like, in Florida? No, I felt it again and heard some sounds, so I went ahead and looked into the sewer, and lo and behold, I see an alligator. It was just hanging there and hissing at me, sort of like a growl. It was warning me. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I said it to myself, now I've seen everything." Camacho said he believed the gator is the same one he previously spotted in a retention pond behind his house, the same spot where he recently captured video of his encounter with a bear, reported by UPI.
From the Associated Press, while not usually regarded as a golden age of American cinema, of the 1980s produced plenty of popular classics, and a few more of them have now been added to the prestigious National Film Registry. The Library of Congress announced this morning that The Breakfast Club, The Princess Bride, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit are among the 25 movies tapped for preservation this year. They join 3 other more obscure 1980s titles on this year's list. The National Library also picked a few more recent favorites, including Thelma and Louise, Disney's The Lion King, and Rushmore. We will take a little break and be right back with more News Bites after the break. You're listening to The Source, WOCA Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Areas of fog for a while Wednesday morning, then some sunshine the rest of the day and warm, high 78 to 82. Partly to mostly cloudy winds tonight, low 58 to 63. Thursday, clouds and some intervals of sun. There can be a shower near the coast. A cooler day with a high of 70 to 75. Friday, partly sunny, chance of a shower at the coast. The high 72 to 77. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
The green and growing Christmas bargains are so great at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens this year, they've extended their pre-holiday hours. Bob Wine's is open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2. Great for the holidays, Bob has those bright red, dwarf, ever-blooming azaleas, just $3.99. And here's another nifty idea. Make it a gift certificate. Buy $100 worth, and you get $25 free. Up to $200 and you get $50 free. By all means, visit the Christmas greenhouse with hundreds of green and colorful decorating ideas. Take my word for it, this is a wonderful money-saving Christmas place on Southeast 38th Street, just east of 441, away from all of the traffic, making every Christmas greener since 1952.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
12 minutes before 9 o'clock, let's return to News Bites. The next story is from the Associated Press. All new cars and light trucks would be able to talk wirelessly with each other, with traffic lights, and with other roadway infrastructure under a proposal released yesterday by the Transportation Department. Officials say the technology holds the potential to dramatically reduce traffic deaths and transform driving. Vehicle-to-vehicle communication, also known as V2V, enables cars to transmit their locations, their speed, their direction, and other information 10 times per second. That lets cars detect, for example, when another vehicle is about to run a red light, or is braking hard, or changing lanes, or coming around a blind turn in time for a driver to prevent a crash. The technology has the potential to prevent or mitigate the severity of up to 80% of collisions options that don't involve alcohol or drugs. Automakers and the government have been working together on developing and testing the technology for more than a decade. Under the department's proposal, V2V systems would be required to, quote, speak the same language, unquote, through standardized messaging, and government has developed with industry.
On a bittersweet day that brought back memories of loved ones lost, President Barack Obama signed into law legislation that makes new investments in cancer research and battling drug abuse. Obama signed the bill yesterday at a ceremony on the White House campus, flanked by Vice President Joe Biden and key lawmakers from both parties. The 55-year-old president recounted that his own mother did not even reach his age, dying of cancer in her early 50s. Obama's quote continues, "It's not always easy to remember, but being able to honor those we've lost in this way and to know that we may be able to prevent other families from feeling that same loss, that makes it a good day. It's a good day to see us doing our jobs," reported by the Las Vegas Sun.
From WCJB TV 20, military veteran Stephen Comita is under arrest for firing a gun inside a Veterans Affairs clinic in Marion County. Yesterday morning around 9 o'clock, investigators say Comita came into the building, bypassed security, and made his way to the back of the building, where he began shooting into an examination room. Hospital security, along with the FBI and the Marion County Sheriff's Office, are investigating why 60-year-old Stephen Comita was able to enter the Veterans Affairs outpatient clinic in Summerfield and open fire. Security officers say no one was shot during the incident, and staff members acted quickly to stop the gunman. Dr. Todd Donahoe said, quote, "The staff responded immediately as they disarmed the man, and then the police ran in shortly after and assisted with getting him to the ground," unquote. Sources from inside of the clinic say Comita was a well-known patient and was flagged for having past disputes with the facility staff. He was not scheduled for an appointment yesterday, and even though one staff member suffered a small abrasion to the hand, the hospital's labor union officials say they're glad no one was seriously injured. Marion County Sheriff's deputies say Comita is being held in the Marion County Jail and is on hold for U.S. Marshals.
In one of the stranger chapters of Mexico's drug war, angry people in a southern town kidnapped the mother of a gang leader to demand the release of their loved ones. The government of Guerrero State said yesterday that it is sending about 220 soldiers and police to try to defuse the situation in Totolapan. The town has been controlled for years by a drug gang boss whose proper name is Raybel Jacobo de El Monte, but who is better known as El Tequilero. Del Amante has lived up to his nickname, which transfers roughly as the tequila drinker. In his only known public appearance, he was captured on video drinking with the town's mayor-elect. De Alamonte mumbles inaudibly and has to be held up in a sitting position by one of his henchmen, reported by the Las Vegas Sun.
From Fox News, Israeli police say a Palestinian wielding a screwdriver has stabbed and lightly wounded 2 Israeli police officers in the Muslim quarter of Jerusalem's Old City. Police spokesman Mickey Rosenfeld says the Palestinian man stabbed one of the officers in the head near the Austrian hospice guest house. He says officers shot and critically wounded the attacker, who was receiving medical treatment at the scene. The officers wounded were from Israel's parliamentary border police and the national police.
Somewhere near the Sea of Suffolk, read the address on the Christmas card. How that found its way to Tony and Sarah Wren, we'll never know, but it did. The pair say they were amazed to receive the festive greeting with such vague details on the envelope, which even had a third line that said, "Good luck with that pasty," in acknowledgement of the tricky task the deliverer faced. Anthony, age 42, from Lowestoft, said a former colleague had sent the card to him and his wife, Sarah, but wasn't sure of their full address. That was obvious. Instead, they only knew the county and the fact that the couple lived near the sea. The sender sent it first class, reported by the Mirror.
From ABC News, an official says 4 people are dead after a vehicle drove off a boat landing in northeastern Alabama. Cherokee County Coroner Dr. Jeremy Deaton told WBRC-TV that crews were searching for a 5th person. The station says 2 people survived and were taken to the hospital. Alabama state troopers and the county's rescue squad were on the scene looking for the missing person. The accident took place just before 7 p.m. yesterday evening.
Parents and anti-drug advocates are expressing outrage over an unusual product for sale on Amazon. Toddler-sized leggings bearing the image of marijuana leaves. The pants sold on Amazon by A.O. Shillong Baby are billed on the website as bearing the image of digital printed leaves. But astonished parents say the design is clearly meant to be cannabis leaves. Why would you have that? You're advertising that you're showing acceptability to them, said Diane Ramsire, the executive director of Drug Free Charlotte County, reported by UPI.
And from Fox News, an international team of experts has discovered a mysterious lost city in central Greece that could offer new clues to the region's history. Archaeologists from Greece, Sweden, and the United Kingdom are involved in the research project at the village called Vlochos, about 5 hours north of Athens in the ancient region of Thessaly. The archaeological remains were found scattered across a hill near the village, according to a press release. The Vlochos Archaeological Project is a collaboration between the Ephorati of Antiquities of Karditsa and the Swedish Institute in Athens. A team of researchers from the University of Gothenburg in Sweden and the University of Bournemouth in the United Kingdom began a 2-year exploration of the Vlochos site this year.
The United States has decided not to move forward with the sale of some munitions that would support Saudi Arabia's campaign in Yemen over concerns about civilian casualties. A senior Obama administration official confirmed to ABC News. His quote, "We continue to have concerns about the conflict in Yemen and how it has been waged, especially the air campaign. Consequently, we have decided to not move forward with final approval on some sales of munitions. This reflects our continued strong concerns with the flaws in the coalition's targeting practices and overall prosecution of the air campaign in Yemen. We're also exploring how to refocus training for the Saudi Air Force to address these kinds of issues," reported by ABC.
From the Florida News Network, 5 counties in Central Florida will receive funding from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission to reduce the number of bears spending time in neighborhoods by participating in cost sharing with local governments to provide more residents with bear-resistant equipment, according to a statement issued by the agency yesterday. A total of 12 counties will share the $825,000. Marion County will receive $22,000 to provide bear-resistant trash cans to residents at a discounted cost in areas experiencing human-bear conflicts. During the 2016 legislative session, the Florida legislature and Governor Rick Scott provided $500,000 to cost share with local governments in areas with high levels of human-bear conflicts. The majority of the funding, about $375,000, came from permit sales for the 2015 bear hunt.
Scores of ones and zeros stolen from addresses mounted on the homes of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania residents have been returned. The news website Billy Penn is reporting that a white trash bag containing 83 metal address markers was left Monday at the East Kensington home of Megan Haley. Haley earlier released surveillance footage of a man and a woman going around the neighborhood in September, ripping zeros and ones off the front of homes. She says she doesn't know whether the bag containing 56 ones and 27 zeros was returned by the thieves or by a good Samaritan who found the numbers. But then she and other neighbors don't know why the numbers were taken, though they think that it may have been for some kind of art installation, reported by the Associated Press.
And from ABC News, Frito-Lay is closing the bag on its popular Doritos commercials for Super Bowl 2017. The PepsiCo subsidiary has run ads during the NFL's biggest night for years, but now Frito-Lay, which also makes Cheetos, Sun Chips, and Funyuns, told ABC News that commercials for its products in next year's Super Bowl did not fit with our marketing plans. Chicago Bureau Chief E.J. Schultz of Advertising Age told ABC News the decision, quote, gives them a year off to kind of think about what they might do next if they want to come back to next year's game in 2018 and kind of reassess their strategy, unquote.
Wells Fargo failed for the second time this year to persuade U.S. regulators that it could unwind its business in the event of a failure without wreaking havoc on the broader financial system. The rejection marks another setback for the lender, still reeling from a scandal over phony customer accounts and banned from buying non-bank companies or setting up international units, reported by Bloomberg.
From USA Today, when the Screen Actors Guild Award nominations are announced today, all eyes are sure to be on La La Land. The film, which opened strong in limited release on Sunday, took a leading 8 Critics' Choice Awards on Sunday night, including Best Picture. The next day, it led the Golden Globe nominations with 7 nods. The SAG Awards air on January 29th.
The United States-North Korea policy is unlikely to change in the near future under a new administration. North Korea could use the recent impeachment of South Korean President Park Geun-hye as an opportunity to engage in provocative behavior, reported by UPI.
And from ABC News, President-elect Donald Trump appeared in Wisconsin yesterday to thank supporters and Republican politicians for supporting his bid for the White House, and took a markedly different tone towards House Speaker Paul Ryan, a Republican from Wisconsin, with whom he clashed at times during the campaign season, saying, quote, "I've come to appreciate him. He's like a fine wine. Every day I appreciate his genius more and more," unquote. That's all the time we have for News Bites. We need to move forward. Robin, how many stories today?
28.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. President-elect Trump continues assembling his administration, talking up ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson, his choice for Secretary of State. At last night's rally in Wisconsin,
Rex is one of the greatest and most skilled global business leaders of our time. Made some of the greatest deals ever made in the oil industry, or any industry.
Former Texas Governor Rick Perry will be nominated to lead the Energy Department, and Montana Congressman Ryan Zinke is reportedly Mr. Trump's choice for Interior Secretary. In Rutherford County, Tennessee, some people warned after an accident, one semi crashing into another, which overturned and spilled what it was carrying.
Police say the truck was leaking chlorine, possibly other chemicals. People around the area are being told still to stay indoors. They want to avoid potentially toxic air.
Cheryl Casoni with the Fox Business Network. Fox News, we report. You decide.
Holiday shopping can be a real hassle. As if dealing with the mall wasn't challenging enough, it's almost impossible to find something people both want and need. I'm David McNeil, owner of Weathertech, and I have the perfect gift idea this holiday season: Weathertech floor liners. Weathertech floor liners are laser measured to perfectly fit and protect the vehicle's carpeting from spills as well as dirt, snow, slush, and salt. And the best part is, WeatherTech floor liners slide right into the footwell of the vehicle, so there's no assembly required. WeatherTech floor liners are made with American pride, right here in the USA, so you know you're getting the highest quality. This year, give the gift of protection with WeatherTech car mats and floor liners, and you won't even have to go to the mall. Find out how you can get WeatherTech protection delivered right to your door by shopping online at WeatherTech.com or calling 1-800-CAR-MATS. Happy holidays!
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Buying and selling? Then you know about OcalaForSale.com, Marion County's internet marketplace. But there's something you might not know. I'm Michael Warren, president of USA for Sale. We created Ocala for Sale in 1998 with a passion to connect buyers and sellers and to help local businesses reach shoppers online. On Ocala for Sale, you're just a click away from thousands of deals for real estate, rentals, cars, furniture, appliances, horses, pets, and more. Looking for a job? Our Help Wanted section is booming. Shopping the Villages and beyond? Now you'll find great deals on Villages for Sale, as well as our new statewide classified, Florida for Sale. Log on today and post your free classified. You'll reach thousands of shoppers who check our listings every day. Are you a business looking to get a corner on the internet marketplace? USA for Sale can help you reach your target audience in Ocala, the Villages, and statewide. There's no better place to reach shoppers than right where they shop. Let us show you how. Learn more by calling 352-629-1663 or visit us online at usaforsale.com.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Gene and Debbie would like to thank you for another successful year of business. We want to wish everybody a safe, healthy, and prosperous 2017. We are ready to be of service with our pasture mowing. 352-629-2440. Locally owned and operated. Experienced and reliable. Commercial and residential. Licensed and insured. Powell Gene, Gene at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. 352-629-2440. Proud United States veteran.
Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your pedigree palace will be a reality in no time.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
This is Joe and Patsy Martone.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
From
WOCA, The Source.
'Tis the season to be giving.
And at WOCA The Source, we have teamed up with Florida Kids Helping Kids
to make sure homeless children in Marion County have a great Christmas.
And you can help.
Yes, WOCA. Bring new or gently used dolls, skateboards, jewelry sets,
footballs, basketballs, musical instruments,
and anything else a child would like.
Share your blessings.
Children will be able to choose a gift for another child.
And Florida Kids Helping Kids will wrap the gift.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all of us here at WOCA The Source.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. You know what happens when you moved from and you realize, gosh, I never saw some of those things. With you.
Yep.
And I did something I never did. I walked across the Brooklyn Bridge. First time in my life.
That was cool.
I had driven over it many times, but I never walked it. And gosh, it was such a I just loved doing it. And then I did it again with my son about 2 months ago. And you know what we did also when we went up there? We went to the High Line, which I didn't even know about. I had seen something on YouTube about they took an elevated train line and made it into like a linear park, whatever you call them. So I said to my son, "Can you figure out where that is? I don't even know where it is." And he found it down in the. I guess we got onto that thing in the Chelsea district, and I think it's a few miles long. So, and that is one of the things in the book we're about to talk about. This is such a fun book. Oh my gosh. Patricia Schultz. Gosh, you must have had fun putting this one together. Patricia is a veteran travel journalist.
Yeah, I love that title.
I should have taken this career path. She's a contributor to Condé Nast Traveler, Travel Weekly, Frommer's Berlitz, The Wall Street Journal, and her book is called 1,000 Places to See in the United States and Canada Before You Die. Good morning, Patricia. How are you?
Good morning from New York City, just blocks away from the High Line.
Yeah, I went there for the first time. I didn't know anything about it. I mean, it was. I kind of wondered if it was even a tourist attraction, or is it just something for the locals to enjoy?
No, on a weekend when the weather is nice, you hear languages from every corner of the world. People come from all corners to see our High Line, and just to see New York City in general, especially during the holidays, during Christmas time. This is the place to be.
Oh, I know. I was in there in October, and I went by Saks Fifth Avenue, and as a kid, I can remember the windows always, and I was thinking, I just need to come back in 2 months. Then the windows will be all set up, right?
Yes, but it's also like 4 degrees, so it's a
That's
trade-off.
okay. I can handle it. Okay, so you have in the book some really amazing things. I just love this book. How did you... There must have been 10,000 places, and you had to narrow it down to 1,000. Am I right?
Yeah, it was very daunting because, so the World Book came out in 2003, and that was a challenge because imagine the world. But when it was so wildly popular, we decided immediately to do a follow-up book, and after you do the world, I mean, what do you do? So we did a 180, and we thought, look what we have at our fingertips. Look what we have here in North America. So to find 1,000 places, everybody thought, how will you ever? But like you said, it's to, whittle it down and hone it down to just 1,000 that I felt are the most reflective and the most representative of what we have here, because it's just a continent that is jam-packed with possibilities.
Were you able to go to the places? 1,000 of them, that's a lot. Were there any you went to in order to decide that it gets in the book?
Yeah, very much so. And as well as places that I had been to numerous times before I started writing the book, so I already knew them personally, and I didn't need to see every single one at the point from which I started writing the book, because then it would have taken me 30 years. But I drew on the experience. I drew on experience from, past trips I've been doing, cross-country trips, my girlfriends since we were in college, and, so I've been seeing the Jersey Shore with my parents since I was 4 years old. So I had been traveling insatiably for an awful long time. So, but there's always something new to discover. And like you said, the High Line opened just a few years ago. So no sooner do you stop and rest than 1,000 other places have opened or reopened or been renovated or restored or experiencing a new, chapter in life. So it's a very, to write a book of this breadth is a real, quite a difficult task.
Yeah.
It's an enormous pleasure, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, my gosh. You're talking, I'm seeing so many places I want to see. So if I were to ask you, where's the best place to go, let's say, to see snow, or the best place to go for children, or the best place to go that's natural and not man-made, could we narrow it down that way a little bit?
Well, at this time of year, of course, the American Rockies, and especially during January, February, and March, when it's, prime season. Colorado, to me, has some of the best skiing. Or, I'm not much of a downhill skier, but there's cross-country, there are horse-drawn carriages, there's snowshoeing.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, and they're just, physically they're magnificent. The Alps, of course, in Europe are equally beautiful, but our American Rockies, and then when you continue north into Canada, the Canadian Rockies are every bit as beautiful, and those national parks we have as well will just, blow your socks off. And they're as beautiful in the summertime as as Colorado, for example, is in the wintertime. But a lot of these states are beautiful year-round. Each season has its own thing and its own offerings and attractions.
And you also tell us all about the festival going on, like the hot air ballooning. My mom had gone last year to the one in New Mexico, and she said it was outstanding.
It is, and I think, if I'm not wrong, it's the largest in North America and possibly one of the largest in the world. Hundreds and hundreds. It's really exciting, and you can go up yourself. It's not inexpensive, but it's one of those, $1 million experiences. And it's that corner of the Southwest, which is called the Four Corners. It's the only place where 4 states come together. New Mexico, where Albuquerque, the Hot Air Balloon Festival takes place, and also Arizona, Utah, and Colorado that I just mentioned before. So that whole area, to me, is one of our most exciting, both visually as well as the Native American communities living there are also, a chapter in our history that I must have slept through that course because
You're right. Yeah.
I remember very little about it.
All right, I have a tendency to gravitate toward New York, so I'm going to try not to do that. Robin is from Wisconsin. You have the Circus World Museum in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Have you heard of it?
Oh, yes.
It's where the Barnum and Bear, it's, again, like not just for children. A lot of these places I went thinking it was a real family destination and wound up being more interested than the average, 6-year-old that I found myself next to. And it's a great, chapter about all of the Barnum and Bailey type circuses that crossed our country for, so many generations, and where they summer or where they would winter and keep their wooden caravans, and a real, kind of insight to a niche or a quirky kind of Americana that knew nothing about. But that's the beauty, I think, of travel in general. It's such an education, but you have a great time while learning, so you never think of it as, a classroom back home, but rather a real experience and an adventure. And there's so much adventure out there, you really don't need to look very far.
So I have a weird question to ask you. Was there anything in the list that you would probably never be interested in yourself, but a lot of people are?
Well, for example, golf.
That's funny.
I've given it a shot. I really have. I don't get it much, but I appreciate it, and I see that some of the golf clubs and the golf courses in America are just stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
I understand why there's such a draw, and I understand why a lot of people organized those precious vacation days around golf destinations. But they're so close to so many other areas that offer so much more that, you can kind of plant your husband and then go off and do your own thing while he's...
Plant your husband. The one I thought, I don't know that I'd be interested in this one. Maybe I don't understand it. The birding drives of Dakota. Are they shooting birds? What are they doing?
No, but if you look at it, that's just wrong.
That's funny.
If you get a map of America, you'll understand, well, first of all, you'll understand the diversity and the size of our country. You really understand it best when you get in a car on the East Coast, and then, 5 days later, if you're lucky, you arrive on the West Coast like Lewis and Clark, seeing the Pacific for the first time.
Yeah.
But in Middle America, there are all of these flyways, these immigration patterns that, since the, centuries or millennia, birds have flown while migrating from north to south and in east to west, etc. So there are particular the birders come from all over, not just America, but the world. The whole ornithology world of travel is, just an eye-opener in itself.
Wow, I love this book. Are you going to do a TV show? You should do a TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we had actually done it with Travel Channel, and it's still repeated regularly. It was exciting. It was also a challenge to narrow it down to just a few places from around the world that we took. And hopefully, knock on wood, as we speak, another one is soon to be off the ground.
My goodness. All right, this is somebody's going to love this if you get it as a gift. Let's see, it's called 1,000 Places to See Before You Die, and Patricia Schultz is the author. What's a good way to get the book?
Oh, just about anywhere that books are sold, online, and I always like to support our local independent bookstores, but of course the bookstore chains as well. So, like you said, it's a great gift of travel, much cheaper than an airplane ticket. If you'd like to look.
Yeah, but it'll help you pick out where you want to buy an airplane ticket.
Yeah.
Too. By the way, you have Disney World, which is awesome, but you also have Sanibel Island. I'm glad you have Sanibel Island because it really is a beautiful place.
Oh, it's magical. Oh, it's beautiful. I discovered Sanibel years and years ago.
Patricia, we could talk for hours. Thank you so much for being on the air with us today. That was fun.
Oh, thank you very much, and have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you. You too. We will be right back. This is WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Areas of for a while Wednesday morning, then some sunshine the rest of the day, and warm, high 78 to 82. Partly to mostly cloudy winds tonight, low 58 to 63. Thursday, clouds and some intervals of sun. There can be a shower near the coast. A cooler day with a high of 70 to 75. Friday, partly sunny. Chance of a shower at the coast. The high 72 to 77. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Experience Christmas at Gaylord Palms, presented by Fujifilm Instax, November 18th through January 1st. Enjoy spectacular holiday decor, dining, and entertainment, including ice, with an all-new theme featuring a Charlie Brown Christmas, Cirque Dreams Unwrapped stage show, breakfast with Charlie Brown and friends, Alpine Rush snow tubing, and much more. It's everything Christmas in one extraordinary place. Tickets and overnight packages, including priority extra cool hour admission to ice, are on sale now at christmas@gaylordpalms.com.
Christmas time is here, and this holiday season, Gaylord Palms puts a brand new twist on a Christmas classic. It's Ice, presented by Pepsi, featuring a Charlie Brown Christmas by Charles Schultz, November 18th through January 1st. See the whole Peanuts gang carved in over 2 million pounds of colorful ice, including Snoopy's decorated doghouse, and dancing at the holiday play rehearsal. Your awe-inspiring experience concludes with a